Hits for the pound.
Yeah, this is how we do it in the Central Coast, man. We got 40 ounces, Old English, rag tops, 6'4" Impalas, and bikini girls, man. This is how we do it on the West Coast. San Diego, San Francisco, Los Angeles. But don't forget about the Central Cali, man. Please don't forget about the Central Cali. Yeah, get 'em.
It's another sunny day in the state of California. Low rider palm trees and G's that put it on ya. This ain't a negative, we speaking ebonics. Rank talk, candy paint on D's with hydraulics. Baseball hat with the sticker on the brim. Don't let the sun blind your sight, cause things can get grim. But I'm not here to talk about banana clips and guns. We're going back to Cali and we're gonna have some fun. A West Coast domination.
And welcome back to Two-Face Entertainment Podcast. I am your host, Fred Segura, out here in Monterey County, also known to the world as the Salad Bowl, also known as the Salinas Valley. To the people in LA, we are north. To the people in San Francisco, we are south. Right smack in the middle, best of both worlds. Don't forget about the Central Cali. Anyway, folks, today we are going to talk about racism. Yes, we're going there. There was a video, and Jason Aldean, I think it is. That's the guy's name. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name right, but it was called "Try This in a Small Town." And I'll put the link in the description below. This is kind of piggyback off of what a fellow YouTuber friend, Cholo Trucker, was talking about. I too have to agree that I didn't see nothing racist nor heard anything racist in that song. But getting more into that, guys, I think it's easy for people to sometimes just kind of throw it out there, throw the race card. And let's get one thing out of the way, guys. It does exist. Unfortunately, it exists. We tend to, I don't want to say we, the most popular, would it be opinion, is directed towards one race. When you say the word racism, let me ask you this. What comes to mind? Right? But let's get one thing clear. There's racism in every race. Not one particular race. Of course, we tend to kind of point the finger more at Caucasians, right? To me, that's unfair. And the thing about it, guys, that I understand. I've heard that, and I might get different feedback from this. And opinions. Hey, that's what we're here for. At the end of the day, this is the United States of America. I am a traditional, old school. Hey, I'm open to opinions. As long as you have an opinion that's valid without coming in with any kind of, hostile and disrespectful, then, I'm willing to listen. But with that, guys, also, too, bear with me as I say a lot of these things. There's people that get upset. I've heard people yell at people in passing by cars and so on and so forth. If there is a Mexican people in the corner waving the Mexican flag, I've seen people pass by. It says, "This is America," yada, 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 right? Whatever thing. I've seen other flags that represent maybe a pretty hostile time in the United States. I'm not going to go there with the name calling and stuff like that. But again, going back to being in the United States, I think the point that we are all missing, and I'm talking about all races, not racist races, as we as the people are missing that. You may see a flag flying in somebody's yard and they feel patriotic about it. And I'm not talking about the United States flag. I'm saying maybe you know, you guys know what I'm talking about. Let's just say General Lee. Dukes of Hazzard, right? Is it offensive? Yeah, I mean, some people, yeah, definitely. I mean, I agree. Yeah. But the overall look is just like the Mexican people on the corner with the Mexican flag yelling, whatever, protesting or whatever situation is. Now, let's get one thing straight before we move forward, is there's a difference between protesters and people making a riot. There's two different things here. But anyhow, being in the United States of America, they have that right. People have that right to voice their voice, right? To practice, to say what they want to say and how they believe. And same goes for the person flying the General Lee flag, in a sense, right? The Dukes of Hazzard flag, if you will. I mean, I'm sorry I have to go there, guys, but I just don't want to, for the sake of everything, I just don't want to go there. But you understand what I mean. Those of you who perhaps aren't of age and don't know about the Dukes of Hazzard, Google it. But even then, again, guys, I mean, people have that right in the United States to push that, if they want. Is it right or wrong? Whatever. Well, if it's, what's the word? What's good for the goose is good for the gander. I mean, there's a fine line there. You know what I mean? And in a sense, well, let me take that back. There is no fine line there because we all have a right. Right? Myself being an American citizen, have that right to fly a flag of my choice. I'm not that kind of guy. I am not that kind of person. I don't do that. At the same time, I don't judge anybody else for that matter. I've dealt with people who've flown that General Lee flag, if you will. And I talk to them respectfully. Right? Does it mean I'm going to have dinner with them? No. But I'm not going to disrespect them because of what they believe or towards how they feel. That's their deal. I was, one time I was asked to go pick up somebody. And I said, well, I don't know where the heck I'm going. And mind you, it was out in technically the middle of nowhere, in a sense, if you will, respectfully. And the person tells me, oh, when you go up, you're going to see all these flags. Excuse me, General Lee flags. Stuff like that, right? And I said, sure you want me to go? Why me? You know what I mean? Why me? But at the same time, guys, I'm very open-minded about it. I didn't feel like threatened in a sense. I'm like, I'm going to do a job, you know what I mean? And that's really it. That was my job, to go pick somebody up and bring them back. It dealt with picking up their child. I'm going to be respectful to them. I don't care what they believe in. Even though I may disagree with it, I always keep in mind that they have that right. As we all do. Right? And again, guys, we live in a time now where we are expected to all have to be on the same page with stuff. We all have to agree to one thing. as people in the United States. We're not talking about like an organization or a company or a club or whatever situation. We are talking about everybody in general. We all have to be on the same page. If not, oh, you're outcasted, you're this and that, you get name called, you're whatever they want to refer to you as. If you say, hey man, like, look, oh, you know, you're a sellout, and it's, hey, you know what, check this out, man. Like, at the end of the day, guys, again, I repeat myself, people have that right. Just like the Mexican people in the corner. Or, you know, and I hate to put it like that. Or, put it not just in the corner, flying the flag. Put it on the vehicles. Right? On the hood of the cars, flying it in the back of the trucks. People flying the American flag in the back of the trucks. On their, you know, stickers and so on and so forth. Right? Keep in mind, guys, we the people, as it says, and I speak on that before anybody makes any different opinion about it, guys. I am an American citizen. So, we the people have that right to express that. And again, I may not agree to some stuff. I may not agree, and I'm not going to go there right now because I'm not going to push that on here. I may not agree to some things. I've always felt that people take it for granted when flying a flag here in the United States. Oftentimes it's frowned upon by some people. Some people are, you know, it becomes a race war in a sense, and that's pretty unfair because I think we tend to forget that we have that right. But at the same time, I always tell people when somebody's told me like, hey, look, you know, I think this, whatever the situation is, right? I tell them, go try that in another country. You know, some people get offended, like, hey, well, you know what? You know, they told me this and this and that because of the flag. I was like, you know, those are the consequences. You're gonna run into those people. But at the same time, guys, I'm gonna be very clear about this. If I was to go to, I'm not going to pinpoint a place. Let's just say another country. And I was to stand around and put the American flag there and be like, yeah, you know, long live USA. What do you think the people in that other country are going to tell me? I'll let you guys tell it. Exactly. Right? So don't be offended if sometimes some people may feel that way out here. Right? It's just the way it goes, man. It's just the way it goes. It can be an unfortunate thing, but I've had some, look guys, I've had racial situations with a lot of races. I'm talking Mexican American, Puerto Ricans, Afro-Americans, Caucasians. I've had them all. Asians and so on and so forth. I've had racial tendencies and things thrown at me by everybody. So I'm not pinpointing one race. I've also have great friends of different races who are just great or generally great people. Right? So I think we need to sometimes take a step back and not paint everything with such a broad brush, you know, or despise anybody because of they're of a certain race, because maybe somebody else made you feel that way. Well, it's not that person's fault, right? It's just the way it is. So with that, guys, I'm going to cut this one short. There's no need to keep beating a dead horse and going around it. You guys got what I'm. I hope I made myself clear to what I'm saying here. But love and respect to everybody. And of course, there's going to be people in the mix sometimes that just going to feel that way about it. Hey, To each their own. Unfortunately, we can't all agree, but we can respect each other. Just as such as what I've done as well, and be the bigger man, no pun intended, to be like, hey, look, I'm picking this person's child up, but I'm respectful. Yes, sir. Not a sellout. Not, it's my job. Understand? I was on the clock, so I have to, and so on and so forth, right? Maybe in due time, those of you who've seen the movie, and I'm gonna throw it out there. Those of you who perhaps seen the movie Training Day, right? The beginning and in the end, the guy, him helping the little girl in the beginning ended up helping him out toward the end, right? Those of you, if you know, if you've seen it, right? So to me, that's always been my thing, that I've worked around children, and I've noticed sometimes the difference. Sometimes the children can come off wrong. I've seen adults, I've seen teachers kind of throw in the whole race thing, right? I don't agree to that. On the contrary, I talk to everybody equally. And hopefully that in due time, as they get, these kids get older and stuff like that, hopefully there will be something in their life that they look back on and be like, you know what? I mean, and maybe have a change of heart and be more open about it. I'm not saying, hey, whatever little bit we could try to change the world and make it a better place, that's going to be awesome to me, If I live to see it, if I don't, hey, you know what? I'm leaving a legacy between life and death. I'm leaving a legacy. I have my children. So with that, guys, I hope you all really take in and understand where I'm going with this. I hope it made sense to you. And again, guys, love and respect to everybody, right? This is Two Face Entertainment Podcast. I am your host, Fred Segura, signing out.